I'm O.W. Root, and this is Pleasant Peninsula. Today we're talking about winter, obviously. We're in a winter wonderland. We're talking about the struggle of winter, the difficulties of winter. And you know, I don't like to be someone to complain a bunch. I try to have a positive outlook. I try to see the glass half full rather than half empty. But we can acknowledge that winter's tough. We can acknowledge that it's the season of struggle to some degree. And everything is harder. Going to the store is harder. Getting outside your front door is harder. You got a shovel, don't have to do that in July. Going for a walk is harder. You got to bundle up more. Every single thing is harder. That's true if you're 30, 40, 50, 20. And it's even most true if you have young kids. Parents know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you had kids in the past, or your kids are all grown, you might forget this. Probably not. But if you have kids right now, young kids, between the ages of, 1 and 10, you know how hard winter is with kids. Getting them outside, it is a production. I mean, it's 10 minutes to get your kids ready to go outside. And even if you're like us and you have all the right stuff, you've got the best snow pants, the best shoes, the most efficient ways for the kids to do it themselves. I mean, that's what we do. We say, do it yourself. You can do it yourself. They got their own hooks, all that sort of stuff. You still end up helping, and there still is some problem, and it still takes forever, and someone still can't find a mitten. There's just so many different points where something can go wrong, which prevents the children from getting outside. And it's not like that in July. In July, my kids run outside with no shoes on. I mean, I try to get them to put shoes on sometimes, just so, they don't get a massive splinter in their foot. But they're running outside without any shoes on. It's all totally fine. So that it's hard with kids. It's hard when they're going out on their own, and it is even harder when you're going to the store. You know, I don't want to hear from any people in the American South about how hard it is getting their kids in and out of the car. No, we will not be hearing any complaints about that, because if you get an average, if your winter precipitation of snow is under 4 inches, please do not speak to us about difficulties in getting your kids in and out of the car. It takes forever. You want to go to the grocery store, you got to get the boots on, you got to walk out, you got to tramp through the snow. Someone got snow in their shoes, then they got to get them in the car, then they take their coats off because you can't buckle the seat belts with the coats, or you have to have another coat so it's thinner. But then if you do that, it might not be warm enough if it's 4 degrees outside. And once you finally get them in the car, of course your floor is all sopping wet with ice and snow, and because the kids are constantly kicking their feet on the back of the seat, as all kids are wont to do. And our car isn't even that clean. I still think I haven't cleaned up the sand from the summer on the floor of the car. So we've got sand and snow. Our car has internalized all the seasons of Michigan. And then once you get to the store, you have to take them out, lift them out, and then you got to keep them near the car because of the parking lot. Then you walk in, you do the whole thing again, and it's a production. Just going to the store with kids in the winter is a production, Herculean task. So like I said, I don't like to complain that much. I try to have a positive outlook. But it's okay to commiserate with one another. All of us here, we're from Michigan. We know what it's like. We know how it's a pain going anywhere with kids in the winter. That's just the way it is. What's the meaning of winter in the deep north? Not just the north, not just Michigan, but way up north. It's the philosophy of it. Let's roll that video.
The winter up north is harsh, and yet there's a beauty in the desolation. There's a beauty in the extremes. The warm cabin on the frozen night, the safe SUV traveling 80 miles per hour down the icy road, the heated pools at Boyne Mountain and their aquamarine water facing the black night sky above. In that setting sun on the ice, the fire inside, and the feeling of the -3-degree wind chill on the 2 inches of exposed skin around your nose as you sail down the icy ramp, a sledding hill, or a ski slope. If up north in the summer is a fun time, up north in the winter is a philosophical time. The extremes are fertile ground for thought-provoking reflection. We live here in a harsh world of frost and ice that wants to kill us, all while retaining and maintaining our own warm inner worlds, resting on the edge of a knife or the edge of a pool. This is the meaning of up north in the winter.
Beauty in the friction. There's something there. There's a lot there. That's the grain, the kernel, that, or the thread that runs through everything up here for this stretch. It's even in this fire right here. The wind is trying to kill it. Sometimes it does kill it, but it's still flickering, burning right now. Those pools at Boyne, those are cool. I'd never been in those before. It's a sensation unlike anything else I've ever really experienced, and it is a preeminent or almost the most quintessential example of this friction, this life on the edge of a knife, frigid, cold, warm luxury. Every single time I went under the water, one of the coolest things about it was every time I dipped under that aquamarine water, came up into the black night, frozen air, slowly my hair follicles they felt like they were starting to freeze. Now they weren't freezing because they don't freeze that fast, but it felt like it. To feel your hair freezing cold on your skull, on the back here, it feels like ice is enveloping your head, and your body is perfectly warm right up to here, and the fire was killed. Poetic. But as I do that, as I was underneath the water with my head barely above, I'd feel that freezing against my skull and that luxury below. And then I'd just dip my head under, and it felt like I was swimming in a huge bath, just pure luxury. And I'd hover there under the water, or swim underneath the water, hovering under the rippling top. And it's right there, the break, the point between the freezing night sky of winter and pure luxury, the warm pool outside, the depths of winter. It's poetry. It's thought-provoking, makes us think about the modern world, those frictions, the beauty, the extremes of life up north in the winter. I'm O.W. Root for Michigan Enjoyer.